Burberry scars, stripping Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, maitre d' staying flabbergasted. Her ass about the size of an infant's casket.
Oh, extended cut.
Okay, now we're good. Welcome back to the #1 show in Stamford, Connecticut, Jacksonville, Florida, the Undead Realm, and fucking parts unknown. Welcome to the podcast that won the PWI Lifetime Achievement Award for worst Instagram handle ever. Welcome
It's true.
to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. It's damn true. And I am the man, the myth, the 20-time champion, the soundboard by God extraordinaire, the producer, the jack of all trades, the master of none, the South Philly psycho, D.O.L. Fuck's going on? Okay, that's cool. Sorry, technical difficulties. Shit fucking with me before we got on. Facebook won't let us on, but we're here. So let's just fucking go!
Wow.
I had to get that out, y'all. The shit was pre-stream. I apologize. And of course, joining us is the First Lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the ninth wonder of the podcasting world, because we don't treat her like a woman, but we damn sure don't treat her like a man. Latina Heat herself, everyone's favorite, Grandma Wendy!
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mamacita.
And we smoke. And as usual, joining us is the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, a man who is probably happier than a pig in shit this week.
Yes,
because he is the biggest MJF mark you will ever fucking meet.
That's for sure.
He is the salt of the earth of podcasting. He is the high class one, the one and only Bruce.
Yep.
And you know it, I'm better than.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See?
My brain froze for a second. I'm like,
Everything seems to be freezing for a second tonight, y'all, but we're still glad to be back.
She's like, oh, my turn. Sorry.
My bad.
line is it?
Oops.
So
Just
we're
the
gonna,
excitement of, you know.
we're gonna kind of knock this and kind of start nipping this in the bud from the beginning of the show. I guess we'll talk about the men's Rumble match first. You know, and I didn't care for it. Huh?
You sound so enthused to be talking about it.
We sound pained already.
Hey, well, it's like I said a couple of weeks ago, and like I said to you, Dom, before Wendy came in and we were just shooting the shit, that the Royal Rumble has been my favorite and only pay-per-view that I watch from WWE, because that's the one I really enjoy, and you know, it just, I don't know, these last couple were kind of like, I mean, I don't know. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep at the Women's Rumble and fast forwarded through most of the first match. But the thing with the Men's Rumble is you've got Shane McMahon, you've got Johnny Knoxville, and you've got Bad Bunny in there. None of which have any business of being in this match. And you leave out guys like Cesaro and Finn Balor.
Yeah, that was a little suspect. Especially
I mean,
even just some of the surprises they brought up, and these guys don't get in, and you're like, okay, why?
and
Like
then the fact
I could have lived without Shane. I could have lived without Johnny Knoxville. I'll give him credit. Bad Bunny looked damn good in that Royal Rumble. Like he's been working at it.
Well, yeah, because he takes it seriously. Like it's not a. I mean, he wasn't there as a joke like Knoxville was. He was there because he wanted to genuinely be there as a performer and not a musical performer. He wanted to be there as a sports entertainer, you know. And he takes
Right.
his shit seriously because he's a fan of it, which I
That's I mean,
appreciate.
if you take the
That
shit
being said,
seriously, then it's like, okay, I'm feeling you. Do you? Johnny Knoxville did not take that shit seriously.
no.
I mean,
the
maybe Shane did, but like all that got him was fired. So
the thing with yes, Bad Bunny takes it serious. But there was a quote somewhere, and I know I'm gonna totally be off kilter with it, and I'm not gonna give it 100% quote, but it basically said when you have guys like Bad Bunny come into your Royal Rumble and take out big name superstars,
Mhm.
how is like it doesn't help. Why not have a Braun Breaker eliminate those guys? Have a Tommaso Ciampa eliminate those guys. Start Austin. They've been trying to build Austin Theory as this next big megastar on Monday Night Raw. Have him eliminate those guys to get the rub that they want him to get.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
he didn't need to win the Rumble. He just needed those big eliminations.
Both rumbles, my thoughts were, couldn't you have used NXT in this scenario? Like instead of
yeah.
bringing back, people that we talked about like Cameron and Summer Rae, couldn't you have brought some of the NXT 2.0 vets in like Raquel Gonzalez or EO or someone? And with the men's side, yeah, couldn't you have brought Braun Breaker in instead of Shane McMahon or done something different? But I guess this
I'll
is
be
their
honest.
way of being like, nope, they're developmental now. They don't count.
That's pretty
I'll
much
be
what
honest.
they're doing.
Yeah, no, seriously. I'll be honest. As much as I defend Bad Bunny's performance, I'm still on the fence about him. Like, should he have been at that Rumble? Because I agree. Like, so many other people could have taken that place. Like you said, Cesaro, Finn, anybody else could have been in that spot. Same with Knoxville. Knoxville definitely should not have been there. If you wanted to have something goofy to promote Jackass, you could have done a quick segment with him, but he didn't need to be there.
This thing, I feel like, because this happened a little bit at SummerSlam too. I feel like there's a point where they get to their like big fucking pay-per-views, and all of a sudden they decide they got to have mainstream names in the mix, or it's not a big pay-per-view. And so that's when you get Johnny Knoxville and Bad Bunny and like Tiffany Haddish and all those people that showed up at SummerSlam and Mario Lopez and all this bullshit. And none of it makes any sense other than their name you can trot out there that is known beyond wrestling. So maybe somebody will show up and watch this. But they seem to forget that wrestling fans show up and watch this. That's the biggest problem. At least with the Rumbles and with the big pay-per-views. As far as WWE's biggest problem, look no further than that Universal title match, because it also falls into this category. WWE loves being too fucking extra.
Oh yeah.
They love having a Rumble and trotting these mainstream guys into it. They love pulling Tiffany Haddish out to tell Damian Priest he won the national championship, which doesn't exist. They love Mario Lopez. They love putting on this amazing match where Seth Rollins dons Shield gear and fucks up Roman's head and then technically wins, but for shitty reasons, and doesn't win the title. I would have rather had a time limit draw. They have got to be too extra at every turn or they're not happy.
I'm going to be 100% honest. WWE does not deserve Seth Rollins. They do not deserve Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins should be in New Japan right now, running that shit like Kenny Omega did when he was there.
I only have one
That's where
thing.
Seth Rollins needs to be.
I only have one thing to say to your statement, and that's facts. And hi, Brian. I also forgot. Hi, Brian.
But I mean, back to the let's circle back to where we started with the men's rumble. There was zero need for Brock Lesnar winning that.
Fuck
He
no.
didn't. He didn't need to.
Won it.
He didn't need to win that match to have a match with Roman Reigns
no, I
for
agree.
the Universal title.
But
it was going to
goes
happen
back-
no matter what.
Mhm.
It goes back to what I was saying, where WWE just has to be too fucking extra. They couldn't have Bobby just beat Brock and then Brock work his way back to Roman. They had to have Roman screw Brock, and with the help of Paul. As soon as that happened, Wendy will vouch for me because we were talking about it in the same place over at Clark Street. Shout out to Devin and them. I said as soon as it happened, watch Brock's entering and winning the Rumble.
Yep.
And that's exactly how it went. I knew it before the Rumble even fucking started. And
Exactly
people as the eliminations ran down were going, I haven't seen the Beast yet. I'm like, wait for it. Number 30. Dun, 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 dun.
Question for you guys. In the men's rumble, besides the obvious Bad Bunny, Knoxville, Shane McMahon, who else would you have taken out and who would you have replaced them with?
I honestly probably would have taken out some of the tag teams because they don't stand a chance, and brought in.
High key, I hate it when they put in tag teams.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, Ray's not winning the Rumble anymore. He's past that. Dom never will. I love the Street Profits. Neither one of them are going to get a world title shot. You might as well just stuck guys like Cesaro and Apollo and guys that actually had pushes since in the previous year in that Rumble, and taken some of those tag teams out. Even if you're not going to use NXT, at least that would be it. I love Kofi. Kofi. You know who you would have put in? Cody. That's who. What's happening, Kofi? As I said, this man shows up to every live stream I do, even if he's not interested in the topic, and I love him for it.
Happy and Corbin definitely did not need to be there. Or Happy and Madcap. And
Both of them.
Get the fuck out of here, boobs.
No.
How does Riddick Moss still have a job with WWE, but guys like Matt Cardona and Heath Slater and these guys that are actually good?
That answer is easy, dude, because he decided to become the WWE goofball gimmick character that Vince wanted him to be. Yep. Matt wanted to be more than that, and Vince wanted him to be Zack Ryder. Now that he doesn't have Zack Ryder, he's got Madcap Moss. Here's your replacement.
Pretty much.
Like, he's not Riddick Moss anymore. He's Madcap. He's got stupid little shorts, and he wrestles in fucking loafers, and he's got suspenders on and shit. He looks like IRS's gay cousin.
Shut the fuck up.
Am I wrong?
Wow.
I have a gay brother. I know these things. Okay, I have been schooled. I have a PhD in gayology.
You're in gayology. Wow, that was just said on the show.
Yes, it was.
That was just said on the show.
I'm gonna need a moment because that was a lot.
Well, in that moment, I'm gonna say Kof comes back with Cardona should have been someone that came back, and I agree.
He was open to come back to the Rumble.
I know he was, but if he would have came back, they're not going to give him the Mickey James treatment. If he's coming back, he's coming back as Zack Ryder, and he did not want to do that, so he said, "Fuck it." There were a lot of people that Jeff Hardy said, "Fuck it." We were talking about that last week. They offered him everything under the sun, and he said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
You think Matt Cardona is going to come back to be Zack Ryder? How you spell that? I get what you after the show. I got to put some letters together, homie. It just came out my mind when it came out my mouth.
It's funny because that whole thing with Jeff Hardy is, they offered him a new contract, a spot in the Rumble, and 2022 Hall of Fame to come back.
And he gave them the Stone Cold salute.
He said, "Fuck you. I want my drug test results that came back negative."
Negative.
negative.
Mm-hmm.
That one hits a little bit for me, be where I'm at, because I feel Jeff's pain. Okay, I'm a recovering addict myself. So if somebody would have put that on me and I know I didn't, I'd have been mad as fuck. So I don't blame him for a shit fucking thing.
I appreciate that he also said though, like that match where he just walked out and people were like, "It's because he was I." He was like, "No, I was just sick of their shit," and I was like, "Fucking him out."
Yeah.
I'm done.
Why is it Jeff Hardy always has to be high? Why isn't it sometimes WWE sucks? Have we not got to that yet? Have we not understood
Are we
that?
never gonna
Like,
get there?
Here's the thing, it's always going to go back to the disgruntled employee and not the employer's fault. And that's what all their big time fans will say.
Yeah.
You know, they'll stick by WWE is doing the right, and the one that just left is a disgruntled employee that's ungrateful.
Even Kof said they should let the NXT guys flood it. I'm with you,
Oh,
but I
yeah,
guess,
some more pieces.
like I said, Kof, I don't know if you were here yet, but maybe they just went NXT's developmental. They don't count anymore, and maybe that's the new stance. I don't know. I don't have any information. I'm not going to sit here and Meltzer you. I'm just going to say I don't know.
Wow, that's a thing. Meltzering somebody?
It's melting.
I could try, but I don't want to do that to people. I really don't.
Pepsi feels the most guilty of the Meltzering shenanigans.
But I mean, Brian's right. The Rumble kind of peaked with Rollins and Reigns, and then Sasha Banks coming out of Sailor Moon was cool. And of course, I know Wendy showed up for Mickey James, and thank God I was wrong. And she got the hardcore country, and she got the intro, and she didn't get 90 seconds in the ring like all the other guest appearances, like Melina and Cameron and whoever. Like, she actually stuck around for a minute. I felt bad for Melina, y'all. She was in tears when she got eliminated.
As soon as I heard hardcore country, I was like jumping on my bed because I was watching my room and I'm like, hardcore country, like just losing my mind. I'm sure my neighbors.
I will apologize for that because I didn't think it was going to happen, but I was right about unifying them titles.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare us? Because
the
we're
master
us.
of meltering.
The master of meltering, the prince of petty, the king of the comments, Pepsi Phil. Which is a much better intro than what you get when you order grandma from wish.com.
Yep.
So you got an upgrade, homie.
The long story short.
Oh God, Molly Holly and Nikki Ash throwing down. That was That was good. Sorry.
So, long story short, the conclusion from the Royal Rumble and this past Monday is that Bobby Lashley is a placement champion until Saudi Arabia, where Brock Lesnar takes the title in the Elimination Chamber and then goes and faces Roman Reigns title for title.
At least it looks
at
that
WrestleMania.
Way. Yep.
At least it looks that way. But again, I'm not buying it because WWE makes no sense.
But that's what they're setting it up for.
You said they were setting it up at Rumble, and it didn't happen. So we shall see. But they
did set it up. Dude, Brock Lesnar is the Undertaker in Saudi Arabia. He's winning that title.
Not if Goldberg has anything to say about it.
Goldberg's face. Oh, geez,
but isn't this contractually Goldberg's last show? Like, he has a few more years with them, but this is the last show in his contract, so he's not winning it. He's not.
Doesn't mean they won't extend him. You know they love Goldberg.
I
don't know why.
Not necessarily, though.
I don't know why, but they love Goldberg. I'm just saying. You know they do. They brought his ass back for SummerSlam. You know they love him.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna put the title on him. I think they're gonna keep it to it. Because why are you gonna take it off Roman when everybody is like, oh, acknowledge him and all that, you know?
I acknowledge Seth Rollins as the Universal Champion because he won that match.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins is the best thing in WWE.
He really is.
Hands down.
Seth Rollins is a gift.
And
Seth Rollins is a gift they don't deserve.
Yeah,
exactly.
Point blank and plain. No, I've said it plenty of times too, bro. We're right there with that. We're right there.
He needs to be in Japan right now, running the Bullet Club.
Oh, that would be fucking sick.
That would be
as
kind of cool.
this
I'd watch
version
the shit
of
out of
Seth
that.
Rollins.
I'm not even gonna lie.
This
That'd be
version of
cool.
Seth Rollins.
I'd watch
Can
the
we-
hell out of that.
Can we somehow get a trade between New Japan for like a couple of guys for like Finn and Seth?
Finn's another one that needs to be freed. Finn, Ali.
Yeah, free
needs
Finn.
to be freed.
I think Finn's
There's
just gonna
several.
let his contract run out.
Most likely.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
I totally see it.
I'll just I gotta say this, and we can wrap the Rumble in a bow. Like, this is one of those shows that you expect to be a great show, and when I watched it, I enjoyed it. I know Wendy enjoyed it a little bit because she
I
was
enjoyed it,
watching along with. But after the fact, you're sitting there saying like, okay, maybe it was like a C- C+ show. That's not what you're looking for in a Royal Rumble. You're not looking for above average. You're looking for this was the shit. You know, Royal Rumble is when people come back, when moments happen, when people debut, the whole nine. This had none of it. None.
Honestly, like when
I mean, Ronda Rousey, okay. Well, like that was kind of cool. Other than that,
when I finished watching, when the Rebel was done, and I kind of sat there with my feelings for a moment, as I do, I was like, at least it wasn't Raw, you know? Like,
yeah.
And then I thought, well, if that's what I'm saying, was it even that good?
That's what I mean. Do you get you get what I'm saying? Where you expect
Yeah,
the Rumble to be like, oh shit, Royal Rumble, not well, at least it wasn't Raw.
100%.
And we love you too, Ivan. Shout out to the League of Extraordinary podcast, even though they forgot to shout us out on their last episode. What was up with that?
Ooh, someone's in trouble.
I'm feeling the not love, Ivan. I still love you, but I was hurt, is all I'm saying. They rattled off like 9 podcasts, and they didn't even mention them.
You forgot us? I'm hurt now.
No, but on a more...
Yeah.
Can I just take one more moment? I'm sorry. On a more serious
absolutely.
note, I want to welcome my homegirl JDC from WrestleBread into the League of Extraordinary podcast. That's my Philly queen right there. I love her. I hope y'all watch her. If you don't, you need to be, because she's the shit. Hopefully we'll get her on this show too. But welcome. It's nice to have you. You should have probably got here before we did, because you're better than us. I know it.
Whoa.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Have you seen her? She really is, though.
I'm just pissed off you stole my man's tagline.
Right? I'm not about to put down our shit. I'm not doing that.
I'm not putting our shit down. She is amazing. We are very good.
Maybe amazing, but I'm not going to say someone's
Damn
better.
it, can we talk about wrestling?
Let's get back to talking about wrestling.
Do we have to?
You know what? I'm with Pepsi Phil. We were denied Hornswoggle, and I am disgruntled by that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're gonna bring all these people back, bring back the swag, baby.
I mean, how funny would it have been for Knoxville to be eliminated by Swoggle?
Seriously, that would
Think about it.
That would have made that Rumble so much better.
Right? It was hysterical.
Or if Hornswoggle eliminated Brock.
Oh my god, that would have been fucking
Oh,
the best.
oh.
I would have been there for it.
I would need to have that clip running on our show while we're doing our show on a loop.
Oh my god, just playing on the loop, an infinite loop.
Okay, we're out of stuff to say, but keep watching Hornswoggle. Keep watching.
That would be up there with Titus O'Neil's run into the Rumble when he slipped under the
When he
ring.
slid, fell
Right
under the.
right
God damn.
When I feel sad and blue and depressed about life, I watch that and I feel so much better about everything. I'm like, you know what? At least I'm not happy.
As an aside, I have been accused of Meltzering. I'm just hate y'all like my name was right.
Oh, shit.
You got me, Pepsi Phil. You got me. Homie.
Oh my god!
Oh,
And I'm just playing with Ivan. Don't give him any grief. Don't give him any grief. Write it down next time. Grandma Wendy has a cheat sheet. Write your shit down.
So
I know he loves us. We love that.
Speaking, finishing up with the Royal Rumble, we're gonna talk about the man that produced the Rumble that is no longer with the company, and
that happens to be the son of the owner.
The
I wish I could have been there
surprise
for that conversation, like Shane.
the surprising
bad.
release
Just disappointed.
of Shane McMahon. But Here's the thing.
Are we really going to say
isn't-
this is a business and budget cuts to Shane McMahon?
Yes.
Are we going to do that? Like, oh, it's a business, Joe. If your son can't cut it, gone.
But
Your personal son, you just
fuck nepotism in $1 billion business.
Is that,
you got to go.
Like
Sorry, Shane.
Is that like reverse nepotism? Is that like reverse nepotism instead of like getting hired and promoted because you're the boss's son?
You get fired for fucking around backstage and changing the Rumble and saying you're gonna win it. What the fuck?
You know what?
First off, that is massive size balls on Shane McMahon. He got bigger grapefruits than his daddy. When he's walking in for the first time in I don't know how long, and he's booking the match, and he's booking himself to win the fucking Rumble.
That's fucking cojones right there, man.
Those aren't grapefruits. Those are cassava melons, man. I don't know how he puts underwear on. Maybe he just free balls it.
Just stop for a moment. I want you guys to take in and think about what I'm about to say.
Think you know.
Shane McMahon did everything he did on purpose. Because he is going to be working with ROH.
Makes sense. I fucks with
that. That makes. Is he going to be like running ROH? Is he going to buy it? How's he going to be doing it?
It's going to be one of those
not
type
exactly
of
a poor man.
Because it's kind of like when you hate your job and you desperately want to leave, but they won't fire you, so you just fuck everything up, and you're like, "Well, I forgot to lock the money up. Gotta fire me."
Well, I've changed the Royal Rumble results 10 times in the last 3 minutes. I've now booked myself to win it. I'm coming in late, and I'm having a 22-minute intro, and Vince is just like. And then Shane goes, all a part of my plan, and dips. But the thing is, I'm afraid that if he did work or buy ROH, Vince would take him out of the will. He'd be like, "No, Daddy, no, I'll come back."
It doesn't matter. Like, he's made his own fortune. Write me out the will. Eat a dick. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but when it comes to rich people, the only thing better than being rich is being richer.
But the thing is a lot of people don't realize is Shane McMahon. This isn't the first time he's left WWE.
Yeah, that's true.
He's made millions of dollars outside of working for his dad. He's made his own fortune.
I agree.
When he worked for WWE, it's not like Vince was like, "Here's your golden spoon," like he did Stephanie. With Shane, he was like, "You're gonna have to work from the bottom up. You're gonna put that ring up. You're gonna eat shit. You're gonna do what I tell you, but you're not getting a golden spoon like your sister."
And at the end, he said what Pepsi Phil said. Vince to the board. Fuck them kids. But what
I'm not surprised that he's not there no more. Like I thought he left the company years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know he still worked for him and was producing and doing all of that stuff. I thought he was gone.
Well, I knew he was working for him in Spaces, but I never thought they would fire his ass until it actually happened. Yeah, even I'm saying, Rumble wasn't the best because a lot of talent denied to make an appearance, just to give a paycheck to somebody, or they stood up to the man and told him to stick it. Who knows? I honestly don't. Again, I'm not going to sit here and try to melt your ass. I'm just going to say I don't get it. Shane walked out like, you can take me out the will, Daddy. Vince got bored and said, "Who else can I fire?" Tapping his pen. Shane just happened to walk in and it was just.
He just popped up his door like, "Just came to say good morning, Dad. You're fired."
And yes, I'm having too much fun with that soundbite. I know, but this is just too fucking funny to me, y'all.
Yo, I can fucks with what Ivan said.
Wait, what did Ivan say? Oh, Bruce, good point. That would be awesome if that does happen. Ring of Honor, hell yeah. Bring Paul along. Yes. I feel this was done from emotional, but he'll come back. Yeah, see, he's kind of agreeing with me too. It's like, oh, Shane, we love you. Come on back. You can dive off of something at WrestleMania.
Did you guys watching it? I started watching it, but I think I put it in our group chat, like amongst us three. But did y'all see the video where who was saying like someone needs to tell Tony Khan, don't bring Shane to AEW. There will be entitlement people that comes along.
Yes.
You don't need that shit. I'm like, That
Yes.
speaks volumes. That speaks volumes.
I don't
What do
think it
y'all
would be
think?
good. I don't think it'd be the best move in the world, to be honest.
I don't see Tony
Pepsi,
doing it though. Tony's
no.
smarter than that.
Pepsi,
He's a smarter businessman.
look, Pepsi Phil's over
He
here
was
Meltzer explaining. He's
he
Meltzer
wasn't
explaining
quiet.
now.
He
Three.
wasn't fired. He was quietly told told your parking spot isn't here anymore.
Oh, that's not your office anymore, Shane. No.
Oh yeah, we changed the combination to the company safe. Get out.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
we
I'm
put your
sorry
stuff in the box.
I'm sorry, Shane. That corner office belongs to The Rock now.
Yeah. No more swimming in coins like Scrooge McDuck for you, Shane. Get the fuck out.
There's something else on here, that I
Oh, here
wanted
we
to talk
go.
about.
Oh, sorry. I just saw Ivan chimed in with, according to reports, WWE threatened Tony Khan not to reach out to Shane.
That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, and I heard that somebody else was like, "Yeah, don't do that because he's like entitled and he has too much ego, and he's just gonna come in and like try to take over and basically shit in your coffee, and you don't want that."
And then you're gonna have to fire him again.
No, tell him that's not your parking spot anymore, Shane.
Right. Just change the door locks at Daly's place. Just nope, you can't come in.
No.
Take 2 weeks
So-
off and then stay home.
Bruce.
So
Bruce.
there's word on the street that
Clark Street?
NXT and no, not Clark Street. NXT 2.0 has to postpone their women's Dusty Cup because they do not have enough talent in NXT to put together enough teams for the Dusty Cup for the women's tag.
No surprise.
Wait, it is a little bit, because have you seen the women's division in NXT? It's rather large. They can't just go you're together.
Per usual.
WWE can't start women's Dusty Rhodes Classic due to lack of female talent is the exact headline. For the
I
article.
hear you. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about the NXT women's roster, and it's still relatively large. Like, they can't find anyone to go with Wendy Chu, who totally stole Grandma's gimmick and runs around in a onesie on a wrestling show.
I don't know, man. As a fellow Wendy, I can forgive it.
I
don't get
can't.
it.
That's gimmick infringement. We should sue. We got tape footage to prove it. I can go back 2 years and show you a Wendy sitting on our shit in a fucking onesie.
And it's a properly spelled Wendy, so I can forgive it.
Stop forgiving.
Spelt it with an I, right?
She spelled it with an I. Yeah, I
If
mean,
it's
women's
not, if
wrestling
it's
is
not
pretty
WEN.
on point. I'm with May.
Oh, here.
Real quick, I forgot to ask, who won the Women's Rumble? I forgot.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm hoping she picks Bayley. But I mean, I'm hoping she picks Becky. But all the reports are Charlotte, and I'm like, please no, God.
Okay,
no.
here we go. The women's NXT roster. I guess we can make teams for them. Amari Miller. No, not Candice LeRae. She's pregnant. Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Elektra Lopez, Erica Yan, Fallon Henley, Gigi Dolan, Indy Hartwell, Io Shirai, Ivy Nile, JC Jane, JC and Casey, Lord have mercy. Casey
Catanzaro.
Catanzaro. I don't think she's with him anymore.
Kaylee Carter, Kaylee Ray,
They're a tag team.
Lash Legend, Mandy Rose, Nikita Lyons, aka Faith Jeffries, Persia Parada, Raquel Gonzalez, Sarai, Tiffany Stratton, Valentina Feroz, Wendy Chu, Yulisa Leone, and Zoe Stark.
And you can't make a tag tournament out of all that?
So basically,
it doesn't
what
even
they're
include
saying
the
is
tag team champions. So you can't make a tournament out of that?
Apparently not.
They're basically saying that they don't have enough talent that they're confident enough to put on television.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And this is why I don't watch. It has nothing to do with like loving black and gold because I do. That's a given. It's this shit. Oh, we can't do it. Why not? We just can't.
Just can't. It's just not happening.
We could, but we won't. You know.
No. Mm-mm.
What is it? Triple H spent a year getting ready for it, but they gutted all the primetime players in the division. So of course it's delayed. Yeah, there's also that.
Whoa.
But it's like, again, I thought you had a plan. Like everybody's getting on me for saying, "What's your backup plan?" I'm not seeing it. You cut all these people, you change all this shit. It doesn't get any better. It gets worse. And then I say, "Where's your backup plan?" And people are like, "Oh. No, look. Take your head out Vinny's ass and look."
Yeah. I don't know. Man,
oh yeah, they killed it worse than Kenny Pepsi Phil because Kenny came back the following week.
Back, but this shit ain't.
And Black and Gold is gone. Like if you want Black and Gold, watch AEW. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like 3/4 of the Undisputed Era is right there. Along with a lot of other motherfuckers and probably a lot of people soon to be released.
You know, back to this NXT women's roster though. Like, granted, morale is low across the board, but what does it do to the morale of these wrestlers or these performers? Let me say performers. Sorry, forgot for a moment. What does it do to their morale that like the company you've busted your ass for all these years to get to doesn't trust you enough to put you on TV? Because that's what they're telling them. We don't trust you to put you on TV.
You know what it says?
You like?
You know what it says? I need to find another job. That's what it says.
It's ridiculous. The they want to build their own stars now. You know, they don't want the indie talent.
No, I get darlings. That. I know the plan, but how do you build your own talent when you don't trust them enough to put them in a tournament?
Mm-hmm.
And that
you gotta get them on TV to build them.
That's where I was going with everything I was saying.
Okay. At least we're here. I got you. My bad. It doesn't make any sense. That's WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If there is one constant in the world of wrestling, is that WWE will never make sense.
Yeah, this is fucking true.
If they did, Cesaro would have been in that Rumble. We'll go further than that. Shinsuke Nakamura would have been a WWE champion by now. We'll go further than that. Samoa Joe would have been a Universal champion by now. He choked Brock Lesnar the fuck out. Braun Strowman would be the world's largest monster tearing shit up all over the world if WWE made sense. Instead, Adam Shearer is out here trying to recruit Shane McMahon to join Control Your Narrative.
Yep.
And those two were in the slime scandal with this. Everybody has been called stupid. Burr, 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 burr. Never mind the guy that was flipping ambulances and damn near killing Roman Reigns. We need the guy who gets green slime like it's Nickelodeon and talks about this. Everybody being called stupid. Burr, burr, burr.
Yeah.
WWE doesn't make sense. It didn't then, it don't now, and it won't ever.
And that's why it's entertainment and not wrestling.
Bingo, bango, bungo, my friend.
No.
Yes.
That's why it's shitty wrestling pretending to be entertainment. Because what part of it is entertaining?
I'm gonna lay this out for everyone to hear since we're live. Sports entertainment is 90% entertainment, 10% wrestling. A wrestling show is 90% wrestling, 10% entertainment. When you go to an indie show, you don't say you're going to a sports entertainment show. You say, I am going to a wrestling show. And in that wrestling show, it is an hour to 3 hours of wrestling.
So what you're saying is your boy is a sports entertainer.
No.
He runs his mouth more than he wrestles. He dances with Jericho for longer than he wrestles. If that's the case, he's a fucking entertainer.
No.
All of that is wrestling, just like WWE. It's all the same.
No.
If you believe different, you believe in Vince McMahon.
No.
And
WWE,
Nick Khan. And I don't. So good luck with that.
is dramatized comedy with
So
a
is
little
AEW.
bit with a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah, and so is MJF.
Why does MJF come into this? That's like I don't even understand where he comes into it.
Because he goes week after week running his mouth and cutting segments, and then he wrestles here, there, and everywhere. So technically, that would make him a sports entertainer. Your words, not mine.
No.
Yes,
he's on a wrestling show,
and he's not wrestling. He's running his mouth. He's holding up his ring. He's dancing. He's cutting segments in the back. And then he has a match with
30-minute match with one of the best wrestlers in the fucking world that made everyone's jaw hit the fucking floor.
And his last match was in Long Island over a month ago. And he's been on TV every week. So that would make him a sports entertainer.
He's been on TV every week, and he's only had that one match.
Actually, he's wrestled Wardlow and Sean Spears, and there's been plenty of other people in between.
It's fucking wrestling. AEW is wrestling.
It's all wrestling.
No, it's not.
WWE has been sports entertainment since 1990. You have been butthurt over sports entertainment since 3 weeks ago.
Because now it makes sense to me. Like I see the difference.
What, Vince McMahon does?
No, I
because you are literally sucking from the teat of Vince McMahon saying this shit. No, this is what he says. This is what Nick Khan says. Now you're saying it.
That they're sports entertainment.
Ask the wrestlers what they are. Ask the wrestlers what they are.
They're sports entertainers when they work there.
No, they're wrestlers.
But when they leave,
you ain't never had a boss. You ain't never had a boss with his head so far up his ass he doesn't know what he's talking about, and you haven't and you sat there and called him on it. You haven't just gone, whatever, dude. I'm here. Give me my check. That's what talent does in WWE. That's why they go to AEW and they wrestle. That's why they don't go off to sport to talk on commentary tables. That's why they don't go off to do dancing shows and movies and entertainment. They go to wrestling promotions.
To wrestle.
Their boss is wrong. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's wrong. And they were wrestling before that.
Go to wrestle. They go to a wrestling company to wrestle. If they want to act, they'll stay in WWE.
If they want to act, they'll do movies. They don't even have to do their own stunts. In WWE, you take bumps. It's easier to act.
Wendy?
I'm just reading what Pepsi Phil said. The only way WWE could get me back was if they put the Iron Sheik on for pay-per-view as a commentator, where all he said was fuck Hulk Hogan and variations of it.
That would work. That would work.
I live for that.
It would beat the shit out of Byron Saxton. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know. All these people have been fired. Byron Saxton still has a goddamn job. There is no God.
Yeah.
So are we ready to keep moving, or are we going to keep arguing this?
Unless somebody wants to explain me how Byron Saxton is entertaining, then we can go from there.
This horse has been beaten beyond death.
Oh,
so,
all I know.
Apparently not.
All I know.
We just started a wrestling show with a half an hour of WWE talk, and then we said it's not wrestling. So what the fuck did we just do for half an hour?
we were appeasing the masses.
Sure, Jan. It's uncomfortable when mom and dad fight. Grandma, why?
Oh my god.
No. How about this new faction that we're seeing grow at the in the beginning of Dynamite this week with Moxley and Bryan Danielson.
Oh my god.
And
Oh,
when
first off,
he brought up Daniel Garcia, I was like,
all the
oh,
I was
people he
like,
brought
yeah.
up,
take
Daniel
my money,
Garcia, Lee
take my
Moriarty,
money.
take my money. See, the thing is, just for the fight alone, just for Moxley Danielson, not Ambrose Daniel Bryan, Moxley and Danielson, I
Yeah.
would have marked out. But when Bryan came out and he said we should join up and we should make,
We should mentor
these
our
guys
own.
so that the
Mhm.
future of wrestling is safe, I went, do it.
Please and thank you. Like I need
Please
that.
do it
You.
now. He went, I'll give you time to think about it. I was like, no thought. Yes. The answer is yes. Come on,
I thought about it. It's yes. Yes, 100%.
John. One time with me, John. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Sí, por favor.
Like, I honestly, the only person that intrigued me to even be teamed with him out of all the names that Danielson said, it was Daniel Garcia.
They
Oh
were
yeah.
all like,
He
I don't know if you guys.
he just won PWG's Battle of Los Angeles, which is a
I
pretty
know.
grueling tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. It's brutal. But even if you've seen Lee Moriarty fight, like or wrestle outside of AEW, even in it, but outside especially, like that boy is damn good.
Uh-huh.
If they want to get some of these guys together and they want to put their stamp on them and push them forward, like you don't need a performance center. You need Mox and Bryan.
Pretty much.
Like I'm not saying Triple H and Road Dogg and all them weren't good, but Mox and Bryan.
I mean, Brian is fucking submission specialist, man, and he does it so well. And they both have this insane comprehension of in-ring psychology. Because I mean,
Mhm.
John Grisham, spectacular submission specialist. That psychology, though, very lacking. Whereas Danielson has both, and he's been
Yeah.
able to modify his styles for his current situations as well.
And the thing about John is he's like me. He's kind of like jack of all trades. You know, he's got a little submission to him. He
Oh
can
yeah,
brawl. He's got a little technical wrestling to him. He's got a
he
little
can
bit
get
of
real
everything.
dirty
So
too.
he
Like
could
he'll do
really
that hardcore dirty.
and he can get hardcore. So he
Puerto
can
Rico
take the
style,
gaps,
working
the
you.
gaps that these guys have, and be like, yo, let me tweak this. Let me do this. Let me work on that. Like he has
Fuck
that
the
ability. So
Nightmare Factory. Fuck the
those two
Nightmare
together,
Factory.
yeah.
This is where you want to go.
Fuck everything. Fuck the Nightmare Factory. Fuck the Performance Center. Fuck all that. We need Mox and Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Blood Dojo is what we should call it.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, I
it's
want to see him
almost-
fight, but I want to see him team up even more. It maybe it's just me. I don't know.
It's almost like Moxley and Danielson, like it's like if how do I want to say this? It's like Danielson got a pug, but then he let Moxley raise it and turned it into like this vicious attack
Rottweiler.
dog. So
Mhm.
like they take Brian, they get a hold of like Daniel Garcia. They're gonna make him into like this violent friggin'. Oh man, it's just gonna be so awesome.
I like the way Brian's putting it. Daniel Garcia, mentored by those two badasses, would be perfect. It's like Zack Sabre Jr. being the perfect fit with Suzuki-gun and learning under the king of wrestling himself.
Hundo P.
Yeah, it's that good, if not better. I mean, I don't want to throw shade at Suzuki because he might come kick my ass, and that's going to happen. Like, I can't take Suzuki. I know that. I need those. I like the stable, but I need those two to beat the crap out of each other first, aka Magnum TA Nikita.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Can
might actually be how they get together.
This is the perfect time for that gift. Just why not both? And then little girl gets carried off. Exactly. Why not both? They beat the crap out of each other, get a little respect for one another, then they team up. Like that'd be perfect. It'd be a nice new leaf for Moxley too in his recovery. And
Would this be one of those like time limit draw matches though? Because they're both that fucking good.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like book it
It
like
could
that,
be, but here's
Beat
the
the shit out of a DQ.
or could it be
we've-
out of 3, 1, and then time limit?
See, that's something like I'm thinking about this. Like we've just had two major matches go the distance in a
Yeah.
very short period of time.
Yeah. We almost
It's
had a
one
third
of
this
those
week.
things. Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't want to
Overdo
overuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
it's
WWE and DQ finishes.
well, there's I was gonna say like when they were doing the gauntlet matches, they did it with Seth and he was in there the whole hour and it caught
And then
fire.
Kofi had to do it.
And then they were like, "Oh my god, this
Nah, I feel
worked
you.
with Seth.
Yeah, it worked
Let's
like
get
gangbusters.
Kofi in. Oh my god, let's
This must
do
be
it
such good shit.
again.
Do it again and again and again.
It's lightning in a fucking bottle."
Bruce, do it again.
you know,
Pick
I
that
could
guy
see
with the unicorn. He's good shit.
I could see a best 2 out of 3, but instead of having a time limit draw in the third match, you could have maybe like Garcia come out and just stop the match and be like, let's cut the shit and get to work.
Ooh, that would
You
be good.
know?
Yeah, yeah. I could get with
That
that.
worked too.
Yeah.
Either way, I love it. Like I'm still in the boat of why not both? But
But I like
I
that.
want to see it. I want to see it bad. I really do. Like that
I
was the polar opposite of the Brandy Rhodes segment. If I could be
oh
like
my
as
god.
shitty as that was, this was its complete total opposite of perfection. It was like, oh, listen to this. Team up. Oh, fight and team up. Oh.
like
Please.
like
Oh, hey Devin, what's up, Pam?
when the ratings were before the ratings were brought up, like I was like, all right, that was a pretty good show, and then now that we're like talking about it, I'm thinking like, okay, like the wrestling was really good.
Great. Yeah. The segment.
I it was an okay episode of Dynamite, even with the amazing freaking main event. It was
Still better than Rumble though.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta be honest. I can't remember the last time I looked up the ratings. I'll be brutally honest with you guys. Like
I mean,
couldn't
I haven't really been either, but there was an article about AEW having
Excuse me.
low numbers in Chicago.
Yeah, I was watching something about that this morning. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but they were saying that like the target audience was like down. It was like the first time since like November, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just as good as that was, then you turn to the Brandy segment, and it's like, oh my god, end this.
Jesus.
Like when Wish.com corny is getting cheered and you're getting booed, we have a problem.
Watching
And
that
listen-
segment, it was like things I'd rather do than watch this. I'd rather get hoofed in the front butt by Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Just hoof me right in.
I'd rather have my 11-year-old stand on my balls than watch that segment again.
Oh my god.
If you guys, obviously, like you guys, it sucked. I mean, I thought it sucked. But Dan Lambert was doing everything in his power to take the heat off of Brandy. He literally said, "I'm a sexist pig."
Yeah, he was
to try to take the heat off of Brandy, and
he was like, "I'm a sexist pig, and what I said just now might have been a little bit racist." And
he could have gone out there,
all that, and you know what?
Slurs, and people still would have been like, "Fuck Brandy."
Yeah, and no matter what he said, the crowd was just like, "That's how much they don't like Brandy."
K Hood doing the Sig Heil and everything. People would still have been like, "Fuck Brandy."
And the funniest thing is watching some of these guys that said anybody but Cody are now saying anybody but Brandy. It's like, oh, your tune changed quick now. I thought you said anybody but Cody.
Cody gets like some cheers in the audience.
It's a mix.
He gets the Cena reaction. He gets the Cena reaction.
I said that a while ago.
It's like weird.
Yeah.
But Brandy, it's just straight up.
He is the John Cena of AEW. Only we can all see him.
I I was like, oh my god, what is even happening here? Like,
It was terrible. I'd have cut that. Like seriously, I just brought everybody back. Like you know what? Fuck it, we're done. Get
you
her
could
out of the ring. We're
learn.
done.
What surprised me was that shut the fuck up came through. They didn't even
Yeah.
bother
Oh,
like
the fan. Yeah,
Shut the fuck
they didn't even
up.
wait for Brandy to start talking or like come
Shut
back with
the
whatever she was going to
fuck
say.
up.
As soon as she
They wouldn't
lifted the
even
mic,
let her
shut the
talk.
fuck up.
They wouldn't even let her talk.
It was wow. Are they not past the slut shaming gimmick? Can we please pass that? But that's what I mean. I think that was literally desperation tactics from Dan Lambert to get the crowd to turn, and it did
It
not work.
was.
And it didn't work.
It was.
It was so
He-
bad. It was like, oh,
I said, he could have gone out there like, I'm the Grand Wizard of the KKK. People still have been like, shut the fuck up, Randy.
I mean, as much as none of us like Dan Lambert, we can all agree he did his job the best he fucking could out there in that
absolutely.
ring.
He did
gotta give him
everything.
He
tried.
earned that paycheck.
He did everything but say, I'm going to change my name to a Nazi general's first name. And they still booed Brandy.
Right?
And I would rather have Walter, yes, I called him Walter, chop me repeatedly than to have to watch that shit again. And I do not want to take a Walter chop, but I'll do it for that.
Let's move on and talk about one of the best tag matches in recent weeks on Dynamite, which was, Death Triangle versus Kings of the Black Throne.
Oh, yeah.
That match was off the friggin'
Oh my God.
charts.
It was. It absolutely was. How cool was it to see Pac come down with the blindfold and actually pull a few moves before he ripped it off?
That was so
like, what?
That was awesome.
Because at first he
That
walked in,
was
I was like, there's no
awesome.
way he's blind. And he's kind of like feeling around doing the I can't see thing. And then Black comes at him and he just starts hitting him with these rapid kicks and running and shit. And I'm like, wow. And then he yanks the blindfold down. I'm like, I knew it, but it was still good.
I love that they really were invested in this because he walked out with what's his name, hand on
with his hand on his
Yeah,
shoulder.
hand on his shoulder.
Helped him get into the ring. The
I loved
fucking thing.
JR's comment at the beginning of the match when Pac was in the ring. He's like, I've sat through a blindfold match and I never wanted to see another one again.
Yes.
Anybody that sat through Jake the Snake versus Rick Martel, you know.
We know.
That was a terrible fucking match.
It was bad.
It did not go as smoothly as Pac with the blindfold on. Spoiler alert.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
Terrible.
And
So
the Kings, the entrance of the Kings, oh my God, that shit is sick. I fucking love their entrance.
That shit is seriously epic.
and Black keeps referencing 2 will become 3. So they're getting another member, and every time he says it leans towards Pac. But we saw, but it still could be Pac.
It might.
But what about if it's the Butcher?
That would be so much better.
Yeah, it would.
Or
I think they mentioned it because Ivan brings up Julia Hart, and it reminded me because I watched their last episode. They talked something about what if the Butcher and the Blade join up with the Kings of the Black Throne, and all of a sudden we get this weird ministry remix in AEW. Not corporate, Ministry of Darkness remix.
Yeah.
You could get all the side pieces too. You get Julia Hart all dark with Abaddon, like we were talking about, and all that. But just have this Ministry remix. That would be fucking amazing.
That's dangerous.
It would be what the Dark Order was supposed to be.
I don't even know if I could read this comment, Pepsi Phil, because that's just insulting to B. Arthur.
Dan should have done what MJF did, insult Brandy's dog. He called Brandy's dog uglier than B. Arthur.
That is an insult to B. Arthur. Pharaoh can kiss my ass. That's an insult to B. Arthur. That woman is a legend.
B. Arthur with everything, but that was kind of funny.
And
though.
he wants us to take a moment of silence for the Mega Powers breaking up. I feel like I gotta take a moment of silence for B. Arthur. What the fuck?
Fuck Hulk Hogan. Fuck Hulk
Fuck
Hogan.
the
Macho
Hulk
Man had
Hogan.
every right to turn on him.
Damn
Macho
straight.
Man should have turned on him 22 times.
At least.
I know he had lust in his eyes. I saw it, brother.
Oh Lord.
So let's move down the card a little bit more on Dynamite.
Can you guys act like the bushwhackers high class and dumb? Can we do the bushwhack? Hey!
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. No.
Let me take my hat down so I can gnaw on it.
Wow.
That was like the Orange Cassidy of bushwhacking, my friend.
That's right.
It was like
that's right. That's right.
Oh Lord. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Ivan. I saw the episode and I was like, yes, we need this. I agree. I put a stamp on league members for that.
We also had the match with Nyla Rose and Ruby Soho.
That was great. I loved it.
I didn't know. I'm not a fan of Nyla Rose. I'm just not.
I know you're not. But I got to say, that match was, you know how I said the Brandy segment was the polar opposite of Mox and Brian. This match was the polar opposite of like Layla Hirsch and Red Velvet the week before. Like as bad as that was, this was so good. Like those two threw down. It's one of maybe the best matches Nyla's had. Ruby was amazing. It just, I enjoyed the living shit
because
out.
Ruby carried her.
Maybe, but it was still a great match.
I enjoyed it. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I like Nyla.
No,
I like Nyla.
I don't give a fuck. I love Nyla Rose. Bitch gets gassed out easily, but I love her.
Of course she gets gassed easily. She's a big woman.
What? No, not necessarily the reason. Because how many big wrestlers have been able to like go hard for a long time without getting gassed out like that? Not many.
Taker?
They do.
Like
Lee.
Taker, end of list. Keith Lee.
All it is up your cardio.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not athletic. I'm
yeah, even Brian said match was terrific. I thought so too, Brian. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had some issues that night, so I couldn't watch it. So I went back and rewatched it on my DVR, and I watched that match twice. I enjoyed it that much.
I appreciated how they each tried to control it to their own pace. And Nyla would bring it down to that slow grind and just make it hurt. And then Ruby would just hype it back up. And then
Ruby was trying to like up the tempo, keep going, gas her out. And then Nyla would slow it down and start dominating. And then Ruby would pick it back up. It was cool. It was a great match. It had action, psychology, everything.
All
like
it had Vicky.
that in itself is a Dynamite quality match. What we had the week before was not.
It was rough. It was rough.
That shouldn't even have made YouTube, but this one. I'm not saying it may not have been pay-per-view quality, but it was Dynamite quality.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, even Pepsi Phil, and Niall looks so much better in the ring. It was solid as fuck. Absolutely.
Well, gentlemen,
bros,
it's that time of the show.
Oh boy, here we go. I knew it was coming. It's okay.
It's that time.
The man deserves it. Let him have it.
Listen, motherfuckers.
Here we go.
MJF beat CM Punk and gave him his first loss in AEW history.
Yes,
all I have to ask, one question. Would you like musical accompaniment while you gush?
Oh no, I'm good.
I'll hit it right now. You can just
I'm
go.
good.
It was FT dub. Like I was laying in bed exhausted and like melting into my sheets, and then MJF came out, and I was like, oh, I'm up, I'm awake, I'm watching this.
Everybody in the chat knows it's coming. Like, oh, here we go, MJF. Punk lost twice, MJF.
The hell he did.
He'll lose once,
twice in one match
40 minutes.
In one
Yes.
Yep.
Twice.
Yep.
Punky 2 losses.
Damn straight.
Oh,
And please, High Class, I am begging you, gush.
Let it out.
This is your moment.
This match right here just told the entire fucking world that MJF will be the man that takes the title off of Hangman Adam Page. Yes.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
Yep.
That just that match alone, you know, MJF's had so many amazing matches in his
wrestles,
like
he's damn good.
Yep.
And his matches are amazing. This match with CM Punk did two things. It certified MJF as a top megastar in AEW. This win cemented him at the top of AEW, and that's what he's needed. I mean, everybody kind of knew he was, but this was the moment that gave it to him.
# largest pillar.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know, the other thing that I got from this is
that's low. Bushwhackers are better than MJF, and you know it. Oh
damn.
Nick, I love you, but you're wrong.
Nick.
Oh. You know I love you, bro, but you're wrong.
So wrong.
I love you forever, Nick, and I love you for co-hosting the Sports Syndicate, but you're wrong. I still love you for Grandma Wendy for president, but you're wrong.
That's wrong.
It also showed. This match also showed that CM Punk can put on an amazing match.
Yeah.
Like he's had some good matches since he's come back, but he's also had his. Are we sure about Punk?
I can get Wendy
matches?
into this immediately. And it proved that he needs Wardlow's help.
No.
Look at the face. She immediately lit up like a Christmas tree. She was like, you fucking right, psycho.
He didn't need Wardlow's help. It was like, but I mean, he is a heel though. Like for him to have a clean team as a heel would have been some bullshit.
What help?
He gave MJF the ring.
What are you talking about? There was no ring. I didn't see no ring.
You never see the goddamn ring.
No, I'll be honest though. I'll be honest. I actually did not see the ring either, and I was like staring hard at Wardlow, and I
didn't see it either.
You didn't hear Shabroni afterwards going, he handed him the damn ring
afterwards, and I was like, but I still don't see it. Like, but
okay,
I
like
just thought Ski
now I see why both of y'all have glasses and I don't.
Like I said though, a heel getting a clean win is some bullshit. A heel getting a dirty win.
Oh no, I'm not knocking. I'm saying MJF still needs Wardlow for all that classic heel shit.
A heel getting 2 dirty wins in one match, golden.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not knocking it. I'm simply stating MJF still needs Wardlow, which is why he didn't screw MJF over like Pepsi Phil had been saying.
Could have been Spears. It could have been Tully. It could have been anybody who came in. He didn't.
It could have been, but we don't give a shit about Spears or Tully. We give a shit about Wardlow.
But what I do appreciate, though, is how it continued the story of will he, won't he turn on MJF.
Oh, it continued everything, which makes it perfect.
Wardlow,
like I've been saying, like it was an instant classic, and it was a slow paced match. He loved every minute. So did I. It was an amazing fucking match.
Wardlow is like the male Miss Elizabeth in that he doesn't have to say a word. He's just telling the whole story right here. all of it on that beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful
And
face.
you know what Grandma's trying to hold back, and he's so pretty.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. I'll say it. I'm not gonna hold it back.
That man pretty as
That
fuck.
beautiful face tells that whole fucking story.
No, I absolutely love the match, and I told Brucey before we got on the show I had a fun fact for him, and I think he's gonna love it. So CM Punk lost it last night twice, and obviously dude's been gone for a minute. Does anybody remember, without Googling, who CM Punk lost his last match to prior to MJF?
John Cena.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Oh, Wendy's thinking hard. Oh, she's Googling.
I am, because I never watched the CM Punk match because I didn't care.
Okay, so you don't know? His last loss was to Roman Reigns. But you know what Roman Reigns didn't do? Beat him twice in the same night. So maybe,
Yes.
just maybe,
Reach.
maybe Devin's still in this chat, and maybe he's listening. Just maybe we need to acknowledge that motherfucker.
Yep.
Didn't I tell you were gonna love that shit? I told you were gonna fucking love it.
I love it.
I fucking looked it up, and the last match that CM Punk lost before he went away was a match to Roman Reigns where he was distracted by Shield members. And then the next loss is to MJF, and he beat him twice in the same damn night. Roman only beat him once.
Mas.
So that's 2-1. Acknowledge your Long Island
the
chief.
Burberry.
Sir, it's Strong Island.
Yes.
Acknowledge your Strong Island chief. Brucey will be happy to become MJF's tribal council.
Retroactively, looking up CM Punk's name just now, I found the ratings. Dynamite last night, 954,000 views in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic. It finished in third place in the demo rating on cable for the night.
Okay. I mean, that's still not that bad.
No.
No.
Oh, no. They only got 950,000 viewers. The poor things. You know, Brian, you're absolutely right. Once MJF wins the fucking title, High Class will never shut up about it.
No, never.
Oh, no.
He'll be bringing it up in every segment of every show until he loses that belt.
And then we'll still talk about him being the champion. Because that's just who I am.
Storyline. Ivan says storyline will continue for sure. I hope it transitions to MJF versus Wardlow, or Wardlow has been trolling all of us.
No, it's going to transition. It's going to definitely transition.
He beat him in Chicago twice. Boy, MJF must have been strutting down the street screaming, "I'm better than you," and you know it.
Oh, you know it.
I fucking do too.
I bet you Bruce took a flight and was strolling down the street in Chicago screaming, "He's better than you," and you fucking know it.
Rocking my Burberry.
Walking his dog in the Burberry scarf because it's cold out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Saying it's cold in Chicago is like saying it's hot in hell. I'm going to be real, y'all. It's an understatement.
Yeah, fair.
Now,
If you've been out there, you live there, you know. It's like there's cold and then there's fucking Chicago.
did you have any of them fan questions, Dom?
I actually did. Let me find it and pull it up real
You had
quick.
a couple.
I had it, and then my computer hiccuped, and I lost everything, and everything popped back in, but then everything didn't quite come back, so I'm trying to find it again. I'll put it up on the screen because I love this dude. He's another one that kind of shows up to all our shit most of the time. This is from Dan at Cage My IQ, and he asked, which wrestlers are making a name for themselves outside of WWE that got released in the last year?
There's only one right answer.
Mox for starters.
But that wasn't the last year, though.
Oh, that's right. Let me pull up. What was it?
What is Brucey's answer?
The Deathmatch King, Matt Cardona.
That wasn't last
Yeah.
year.
He's making the most waves.
That was almost 2 years ago.
No way.
Yes way.
Wendy?
It's been a minute.
When did Cardona get released?
That's a good question.
I'm telling you, it's over a year. If I had to go with it, I'm gonna say because I was corrected, so I'm gonna say it now. Brian Danielson, first and foremost. Next, Malachi Black.
Oh, he was released April 2020.
More than a
Oh,
year
shit.
ago, almost two.
All right, then it's Malachi Black.
Yeah, it's Malachi Black, Brian Danielson. I mean, I know we know him, but as far as mainstream, there are a lot of people that didn't know much about the American Dragon that saw that shit and went, "Wow!"
Here's the thing. The only reason why I don't say Danielson is because everyone expected what he's doing from him.
True.
I agree,
This is
but
what we expected.
Do we want the list month by month?
if you
Because I just found it
Okay.
month by month. So January of last year, it was Lars Sullivan and Christian Cage.
Christian,
February,
there's a guy that's made a huge name for himself.
February, The Big Show and Steven Cutler.
Okay,
March, it was Andrade. April, it was the Iconics, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce.
they made a little name.
Samoa Joe, who was later resigned to NXT. Kalisto, Mickey James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Bo Dallas, Mojo Rawley, and William Blake.
Mickey,
Fuck yeah, Mickey.
fuck yeah, Mickey. She's been everywhere. Even back in WWE now with the Impact title, she's made a name.
It was Kavita Devi, Jessamine Duke, Vanessa Bourne, Skylar Story / Brandy Lauren, Ezra Judge, Alexander Wolf, Velveteen Dream, and Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson.
Again, on that list, I'm going Brian. Thank God Velveteen hasn't made a name. Let me just
entire
throw that
life
out there.
was ruined, though. All right, June, Braun Strowman, Lana, Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Santana Garrett, Fandango, Tyler Breeze, Tony Nese, Aria Daivari,
Aria
August
Daivari,
Gray.
yeah.
Okay. August Gray, Samir Singh, Sunil Singh, Kurt Stallion, Arturo Ruiz, Marina Shafir, Killian Dane, Matt Martell, and Chase Parker.
Yeah, I mean,
that is a lot of people.
You got Malachi Black. Oh, excuse me. You got Malachi Black, and Adam kind of made a name for himself at the end of ROH. There, that was some shit.
Ruby Riott's definitely making a name for herself right now.
Ruby Riott's definitely made a name for herself. On that. Like at least she's in a ring doing things. That's an upgrade.
July, it was just Bray Wyatt.
Poor Wyndham. When are you ever gonna show up?
Oh, he's gonna. Here's the thing is.
Yeah.
Wyndham, we are waiting to let you in. Where are you?
According to the video,
he's gonna show up when he's ready and everyone's forgot about him. He's gonna get the biggest pop. He is gonna be, if he goes to AEW, he's gonna be the needle mover.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, when I saw the question, the first person that came to my mind was Deonna Purrazzo, but she was released long past last year.
Yeah.
Long past last year. Like pre-Thunderdome.
All right, so we're up to August. Ric Flair, Bobby Fish, Bronson Reed, Jake Atlas, Ari Sterling, Kona Reeves, Leon Ruff, Steven Smith, Tyler Rust, Zechariah Smith, Asher Hale, Giant Sanjir, Mercedes Martinez, and boom, Adam Cole, baby.
Jonah. Adam Cole could make a name for himself. Yeah, Jonah. That's
Jonah.
Good.
I mean, Impact, New Japan.
I'm trying to remember if Macklin was. It might have been more than a year, but he came into Impact like 6 months ago, and he's made a name.
All right. Ooh, November was a busy month for them. B-Fab, Ember Moon, Eva Marie, Frankie Monet, get the fuck out, Taya Valkyrie, Grand Metalik, Harry Smith, David Boy Smith Jr., G. Rama, Jesse Camilla, Karrion Kross, Katrina Cortez, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Nia Jax, Orny Lorcan, Scarlett Bordeaux, Trey Baxter, Zeta Ramir, Ashanti Adonis, Drake Maverick, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Jackson Riker, John Morrison, Shane Thorne, Tegan Knox, and Top Dollar.
Well, now, we got to remember when we get to this point, a lot of these people haven't been able to debut yet.
This is true.
Account of the claws, because we're just starting to get into that claws period in February.
Yeah, we just
I
got
think the
to
only
Keith
one
Lee
who's
and Mia
actually made a
Yim.
debut is Trey Baxter, if I'm not mistaken. But he might not. I think I saw something on that, but I'm not fully prepared, so I'm just going to say allegedly. Like when they do come, I mean, they can make Taya could make a huge name for herself once again, but
I mean, she's heading over to AAA. She's like already got her like
Yeah.
sights set and everything.
no, that's what I'm saying. But like where we're at now with the list from here up, we got to kind of wait for it and see how they go. Like we might be talking about them next year.
Now, there's word on the street that Keith Lee is possibly going to be debuting for AEW in the upcoming weeks.
Oh, shut the front door! I
Now,
need it.
Wendy, I know you hate this analysis and it really fucking bugs you. But if we get Keith Lee in AEW, do you think we get Mia Yim in AEW? Because remember, Serena Deeb said that they're hiring on a couple of very stellar wrestlers
This is true.
for the
And
women's division.
as much as I
Mhm.
hate, you're right. I do absolutely hate that people's expectations of because they're a couple, they go together. Like it's fucking annoying. But in this case, I do see it happening because I do see Mia being a solid competitor within the women's division of AEW. And right now for women, I hate to say the choices are kind of limited, but you either go to AEW or you go to Impact.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean MLW doesn't have their division up and running.
No.
ROH is on timeout.
They're on
So
those are your
you've got two companies,
Mhm.
MLW is
the
having
biggest
an identity
competitor-
crisis right now.
a little bit. But like and going to Impact is like they have one of the best, deepest divisions in women's wrestling. So
But they're not seen.
Exactly.
true, but they still have one of the biggest and deepest divisions in women's wrestling. And they're probably going to get seen a lot more now that Mickey James walked out with their title.
She's had that title for like 3 months.
No, I know, but she showed up at the
She
Royal
showed up at the
Rumble.
Rumble with it around her waist. And
You know how many people
her lower third actually said Mickey James Impact
Knockouts champion or whatever. Yeah. That's I mean, you know how many people watched the Royal Rumble and went, oh shit, it's Mickey James. Wait, what's this Impact thing?
And people who knew about Impact but hadn't given it a chance are probably now like, you know what, let me check it out.
That too. So they're probably going to get like, a bevy of viewers. And at least
For
they
how
get
long?
That's up to them, really. Can they grab them?
You remember AEW sent over their number one fucking guy for almost a year. And when he was there, their numbers were up. When he left, their numbers went back down.
Well, yeah.
Fair.
But that's the thing. This isn't somebody else coming to your promotion, doing whatever, and going away. This is somebody from your promotion going to the biggest mainstream company in wrestling and coming back to continue to do their thing. So if you're a Mickey James fan and you now just realize where she's at, you're probably going to go there.
And that's a solid point Half K made. Also, Mia is a former Knockouts champ. Would be good to have her back in the mix. Oh, we didn't finish out the month or the year, by the way.
Well, yeah, we didn't finish out the year because these guys can't do anything yet. You know what I mean?
Kyle O'Reilly's already doing something. Kyle O'Reilly, Jeff Hardy, and Tony Storm.
Yeah, it's funny. The last two people that have actually left WWE have both walked out.
Yeah, they were both like, and we're done.
They walked out.
Bye.
They're the first two, and they were like, you know what? Fuck you, I'm done. I'm peace out. I'm gone. I'm going to do what I want.
If you really want to
85 superstars, though.
Yeah. If you want to get technical, Jeff Hardy walked out and then they fired him.
He walked out mid-match.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He just left and then they fired him after that. But
same thing with Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if she just said deuces.
She wrestled her show and then jumped on a plane and went back to Australia and said, see you later, bye, I'm done.
I'm just saying, technically there were 3 because they fired Jeff Hardy after the fact, but he left. And obviously he ain't coming back. Let's be honest. You know.
Like, he's like, I'm gone. Like, don't. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Well, with all of that being said,
Whew.
and a crazy off the rails kind of show tonight, because we were kind of all over the place here. Like,
plan. We just kind of like dove in and we're like, let's just talk wrestling.
We're always like this. That's why people love us.
There was no rundown. There was no like suggestions or guide. It was just, let's see what happens.
Let's wing it.
I had a couple of little notes, and that was it for talking points. And other than that, we just kind of spewed wrestling out of our mouths.
It happened.
It happened, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was. It's always great.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Fully, man.
Real quick before we go, I have a Randy Orton quote specifically for Dom. It says, "One of the main reasons me and Riddle come across as so happy in the ring together is he's the only guy that can grow my favorite strand. ... I'm not lying. Randy Orton. Randy Orton is a stoner."
By the way, can I say it just looked like Brock Lesnar was throwing them knees into Matt Riddle a little harder than he usually does when he got hold of his ass?
Well, Matt was supposed to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Not Brock. I mean, if you remember, they got into some shit backstage a while ago, and they haven't really crossed each other's paths since. So that was pretty much the first time he met up with him since Matt Riddle started some shit. And it just looked like everything he threw at Matt Riddle was like just this much stiffer.
Just a little bit.
Like, you know what, kid? I'm going to have to break you in. Fuck that. Like, I remember that shit you said.
It's like, oh, hey, Matt, you remember that one time? Fuck you.
Sorry, when you brought up Matt Riddle, it just reminded me of that. As soon as you said it, I could see Brock just putting them knees into him, and Matt Riddle's face turned like purple.
Oh my god, yeah.
85 super.
Agreed.
How do you make $1 billion?
That's how you make $1 billion.
By cutting 85 superstars and saving all that money.
Mm-hmm.
But they cut him for budgetary reasons.
And switching to Geico.
Well, with all of that being said, and climbing out of the largest rabbit hole ever to talk about a wrestling god reaching and this close to being on top of the mountain.
I told you were going to love that fun fact, man. I told you.
And you know, the real man to acknowledge is better than you, and you know it.
That's true.
Yes. Maxwell Jacob Friedman is your next AEW World Champion, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be anytime soon. It will be later this year, probably around summertime.
Yeah, I've been saying we're leading up to Hangman and MJF for weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got Brucey all excited when I said I think MJF beats Punk. He was like, "What? Really? Yes." And then he gets Hangman. And then what? Yes.
I knew MJF would not lose. But that just goes to show that CM Punk is actually there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That is the other thing that match showed me, is that he's there for the right reasons. He went into his hometown and he lost not once, but twice to a wrestling god.
Only lost once to a tribal chief.
Mm-hmm. Just throwing that out there. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk in 2 separate places, one name. You can go to our group, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, go in there, shoot the shit, have some fun, post some memes, talk about Dynamite, talk about Raw, talk about SmackDown 2.0, whatever the hell you want to talk about wrestling-wise. Come in,
acknowledge your tribal chief.
What?
No, people do that. It's fine. Do you?
trash
can
talk you, but go ahead
also
and do it.
you can also find us with the same name, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, on Facebook, at our page, Top Rope Wrestling Talk. That's where stuff about this show goes, and clips and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything's
then
show related.
everything's show related. You can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Look at that right there on the bottom of the screen as it passes by. You can find us on the Twitter machine, because I
The
tell
things
you
we
what,
do for
that
the audio platforms, man.
the the blue bird doesn't stop chirping on my phone. I can tell you that right now.
All day, just tweet,
And
tweet.
and it's not my personal account. I can tell you that right
It's not
now.
my personal account.
And me without a double barrel shotgun screaming, pull!
And then you can also find us on our PWI award-winning Instagram, and the
Worst Instagram handle ever.
is top_rope_wrestling_talk. You can find us there at that crazy long stupid ass name that Dom came up with.
Oh, fuck you. But you know that shit is catching on when you hear it on other podcasts that you're not even on, and people that know you are mentioning the Instagram. I'm like, thanks.
I mean, it's
y'all got balls.
They know it's the worst. It's the worst, and they know it
because it's so bad.
Y'all got balls for announcing that on your podcast, because trust me, when it first got made, it was some trouble just spitting that shit out.
I swear to God. I swear on my son, Devin mentions that shit. Ivan mentions that shit. A lot of people do, and I appreciate the fuck out of it, because it's the worst, and we all know it.
Wendy,
even PWI.
Yes.
Wendy.
Yes.
Oh, Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
Is he trying to make me play it again? Fine,
yes,
fine.
Please.
Right there.
Tell the world where they can listen to us.
You can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, just wherever you find podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. You can also find us on thewrestlingindex.com. Can they still find us there?
Yes.
Okay, you can still find us on thewrestlingindex.com. I just need
and more places to come.
Yeah. So you can find us there, and wherever you listen to us, that's where we're at. Dom, tell us about merch.
Oh, yes, definitely. You can find all our merch, various assortment of merch, every fucking thing you can think of at trwtmerch.threadless.com. From there, you'll see our logos. If you click on one, it's going to show you what it's on, which is pretty much everything. Everything you can think of. Phone cases, magnets, notebooks, t-shirts, hoodies, onesies. We have freaking TRWT onesies.
My favorite.
Yes, we do, Brucey. And I'm not going to say any more about that, but I'll tell you after the show.
My favorite item is shower curtains. It's such a random thing, but you can get a shower curtain.
You can get a shower curtain with our faces on it.
Yeah, so when you're showering and you have your eyes closed when you're shampooing, we got your back. Don't worry, the demons
We're watching for you.
We got your back, my dudes.
You think anybody's gonna fuck with the TRWT3?
Hell no.
I don't think so.
I'll put them in the salt of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'll hit them with the South Philly sunrise. Fuck that.
But I'm doing it.
Don't make Wendy hit you with the grandma's goodies.
Well, with that being said, Wendy,
stay fresh, cheese bags.
Dom,
and just enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. And all hail MJF.
Yes.
All hail the Burberry.
Yes.
He's better than the best in the world.
And you know it.
You know, this before I close it down. This is the first time in almost 3 years on this show you guys are like on my side with MJF.
I gotta steer into it. It's so good.
Right here. right here.
It's so good, and Brucey loves it so much. Like, Brucey and I are brothers. You might see us fighting over some stupid shit, but that doesn't mean I don't got his back. Like, the MJF just had this huge moment. I gotta celebrate. It's my boy. He's so happy. I had to have the fun fact. I had to do this.
Real though, like okay, so yeah, MJF is great, but doesn't matter who's going up against Punk. I will always cheer for that person. It could be Hornswoggle.
We know this.
Yeah, Hornswoggle.
But still,
it could be a log. It could be a literal log. Fuck yeah, log.
This is MJF we're talking about. I mean,
true. Gotta show the man. Gotta give the man his dues.
If you can't show Brucey some love when MJF has this huge moment, you don't love Brucey.
So fucking true.
Well,
hashtag biggest pillar.
Hashtag biggest pillar. Salt of the earth. Deuces, bitches.
See you next week, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.